Hello gentlepeople, Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. Do you remember these little mini-vikings? Well, we're gonna do some mini knights. So if you remember, I bought these 1x1x6 from BeaverCraft a while ago. Made a video about it. So we're gonna use these. You just need 1x1x2 basically, but it's way easier to handle a longer stick than a small piece of wood, of course, for your hands, you know, less chance of cutting yourself. So I've made a 1x1x2 here, right? Then we're gonna put the middle line roughly like so, and then on the other side, and then on the other side here. All right, there's no bad side really, so approximately in the middle I'm gonna cut it in half like so. All right, okay, so let's say that this part here will be the front, so I'm gonna just link these two lines together, little arrows, say that is the front. We're gonna remove these, right? And then since this is the front, we're just gonna put a little line at like a quarter off or something like this here. It will be the back, all right? I'll put a little line here because basically with the little knight I have a cape that goes around, right? And it's kind of attached in the front and it goes higher in the back, right? In the back of the neck. But that's gonna be for later, okay? And then a little bit below the middle, I'm gonna put a line. I'm gonna go attach it to the middle here. And in the middle of that, I'm gonna go put another line, kind of like in this general direction, in an angle, right? It's gonna be the hand and the sword. So you see the sword is a bit funky here. I'm gonna try to make a sword that is kind of like, alright, so something like this, right? And then the shield is pretty much the whole thing here, but it needs some thickness, so that's why we're rearranging the sword basically. The shield will be that thick, right? If we look at this guy, we can see that the sword is there and the shield is in the front, alright? Which is a big square. Okay? So that's pretty much for the line right now, really. We're gonna be adjusting while carving, alright? Alright, so like I said, 1x1x2. Take your favorite knife and then we will start with the sides, removing the wood all the way to the top part. So from the line that we have on the side here, which is the shoulder, all the way through there. And I love working on these small little carving because it's really fast to carve. I have an attention span of a goldfish, so it's great for me to be able to do a little carving real fast. Alright, so that will look like that. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Try to go until the line with the swooping motion, something like that. All right, good. So in the back, what I like to do is kind of like put a line here, not on where these are, but just a bit. See, the focus is not focusing, but you can see it. Just to square up the back. So first and foremost, I will, if you are working with 1x1x2, you of course don't have to do that, but I will just separate the carving from the rest of the block. And then from here, I will just do a big cut, right? In a sweeping motion again until the line. Maybe a bit more even. Alright, so you see it does this curvature, which I like, because it's like if the cape was kind of like wobbly at the back or something like that, right? Okay, so that's the back of the carving. For the front, we'll do I just do one little swipe. All right, okay, something like that. So let's attack the shoulder now and bring back the whole head. Right, you see the line here, so we're gonna bring the thing together. So what I do is I go forward one cut like this, and then I will go cut down. You're cutting with the grain, so be careful. Don't put too much strength until you have a proper step cut like this. And now you can start applying a bit more pressure, right? Still be careful, since you're cutting with the grain, it doesn't take much to put too much strength and then go and then cut yourself. So be careful. Do the same on the other side, bit by bit. Alright, so right now it will look a bit like this, a bit funky, but you can go turn and then try to hold it as much as you can. It's a bit harder because it's small. But we're gonna remove more wood. Try to bring the sides together. Alright. Okay. So you see there's a little angle here, but that's fine for now. We can readjust that later. We can do the same thing on this side. You do little by little. If you try to cut too much, the stop cut will just snap. So it will look like this for now, right? It's not really symmetrical or anything. That is okay for now. Not important. Okay, so now we will do the front of the helmet. I'm gonna go around, okay? So for the front here, we're just gonna do a V-cut straight in the middle. All right, like so, okay? Then we're gonna join each side. Basically the line is sort of the middle. Not gonna separate the head from the body. Alright. Same on the other side. Alright, as simple as that, okay? Now for the back, remember the line was going up earlier. How would we draw it? Just a bit higher, okay? So the line is the middle of the V-cut. So I go in an angle, opposite angle, and then I remove wood, right? When I remove wood like this, I usually do a sliding motion while pushing instead of just pushing down. I just feel like it cuts more. Alright, so it will look like this, okay? Join the shoulder. This part is a bit thinner because we removed wood in the back. Like so. And the other side. Alright, like that. Now we're gonna bring back the head. So we'll just remove wood. Alright. Something like this, alright? Then you can basically try to bring the rest down. Be always aware of where the point of your knife is. As you can see, I'm really close to my hand here, but I'm being careful. Okay, so now the head is inside. We're gonna round that thing, the helmet at the end. Okay, so let's just make a little line here, straight line for the shield basically. Alright, so we have the square, same thickness around here. Okay, so the cape is basically going on the side here and then on the side here, so we don't really have to carve anything. As you can see with this guy, we have the hand and the arm, and on the other side there's literally nothing, right? Let's say it's a little shortcut. Let's think to carves. Okay, now for the cape, we will take a couple of mil, basically, all right, to attach it in the front here, all right? So the body is basically this little tidbits here that we will carve in. For doing so, we will do a couple of stop cut. So one under the scarf slash cape, right? One on the side of the arm, one following the blade, and one following the shield. Okay. So now we have carved a little square-ish side of the house, whatever, you name it. So we are gonna take the tip of our knife and slide down here to remove a bit of wood. Don't put your knife too flat, because you will remove a bit of the arm, so make sure you have an angle. Let's cut less first, right? Something like this. And we just pop that thing out. Now we create some depth. Another one. And why not another little one? Alright, okay. Something like this. Deeper, better. Now we're gonna do the same with a pull cut for the arm here. Okay. Well, this one decided to stick. Okay. Something like that. Then from here, we're just gonna remove a little bit here. I'm gonna fix these ugly little tidbits. And another little one here. Just little, don't put too much strength. So now we have a little bit of an angle in this breastplate. Alright, you see? Okay. So of course the arm is going under the scarf and the cape. So once again, I will just detach the bottom here. Alright. And I will just shave the corner just a little bit. Alright, okay. So we will do a little stop cut. Right. So we can separate the arm from the scarf. So we'll just pop a little corner here, as you can see. Okay. Let's go a bit deeper. Depth is always good in carving. I'm gonna switch around because, as you can see here, I started removing a bit of the shield, which is fine. But switching around like this, my blade will not be in the way. Alright. So now, little V-cut here. And then we are gonna stop there, and we're just gonna go below the hand first, okay? So from here, I'm just gonna once again separate the carving, and with the tip of my knife, I'm just gonna carve in here. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing with this angle. I have a stop cut. Then I'm gonna remove wood. How much do I want to remove? That's a good question. A little bit, right? Just so we can see that basically the hand is separated from what could be considered the leg. Okay. Like this. I basically do one side, I come back in from the other, and so on and so forth. Alright, so it's gonna be a couple mil. Something like this, good enough, right? And then we're gonna make a little cut here, kind of step cut-ish, alright? And I'm just gonna remove a little bit inside. Alright, so the arm is really inside the cape, okay? And then I'm just gonna remove a bit more to go through the line I just done for the cape. All right. Good. So I don't really like really hard edges, right? So I'm gonna just pop the corner a little bit like this, smooth everything up. Now I will separate, let's go on this side instead, separate the hand from the arm. Alright, and then I'm gonna separate, let's go like this. I'm gonna separate the sword from the hand. Be like that. Alright. So it's not that deep, but we can see the separation. I've done a stop cut, and then from the hand I've done the V cut. And then sword is the same thing, so the hand is kind of going in the arm and in the sword thing, if that makes any sort of sense. Then I will just go in an angle here. Alright, move the corners. Now we're gonna separate the sword from the shield. So like I said, I'm gonna try to make something that is, so with that length here, I guess something like this would make a sword that is sort of has a good shape. Something like that. So now I'm gonna separate the carving again. Once again, you don't have to do that if you are carving with a 1x1x2 piece. Yeah, something like that. And then the thickness of the shield. So I will have a little tidbit. It's really hard to remove these things when we just use a knife. With a gouge or a V-knife it would be easier, but I don't do that, you know me. So what I do when I do that, I go on one side in an angle, and I go on one side from the other angle. Then if I can, I repeat the process. Just a little bit, but I don't have a lot of leverage here, right? Because I don't want to cut the sword nor the shield. So I think that's gonna be good enough for now. Just gonna try to remove a little corner. All right, kind of looks like this. It's a bit funky, but that's gonna do it. That is okay. Remove a little angle of the sword. Like so. Same thing in the front. I'm gonna remove even more than I can to remove the other part that was stuck in the middle. Something like this. Alright. I'm gonna paint that another color and that's gonna be fine. Okay. Looks like he has a big sword. That's also fine, right? I'm gonna put a sword guard. Go inwards here. Alright, so it has a little sword guard. Separate the hand and the guard on each side, like so. Then at the top. Okay. So that's where we are right now. There's a sharp edge here for the arm, so I'm just gonna come in an angle and remove that too on both sides. And then I don't really like the sharp edge of the scarf either, so I'm gonna do the same, come in an angle and just remove a little bit. Okay. Right. So the shield, let's have it. What did we do with this guy? So the scarf was going on top of the shield, so let's do that. Basically the line we have here, we're just gonna put it below here. And this is gonna be the scarf. So we're gonna separate the scarf from the shield, like so. And then we're just gonna make a step cut all the way there. Right, And then since we want the scarf on top, we're gonna come from the side of the shield and do a little cut in an angle. Do that another time maybe. Alright, something like that. It's a bit square, but we're gonna keep it an angle. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. So the shield is going in here, and then the cape is gonna go on the side there, right? And then I'm coming here with the tip of your knife in an angle, just gonna pop that thing. Should have done a stop cut before, but if you're careful enough, you will not pop the carving. Something like this. I think I'm gonna bring the shield inside like I've done with the arm. Just a little bit. Alright, something like this. Remove the sharp edge. Alright. Okay. Then, once again, I am gonna separate the carving. Okay. Remove the edges. Remove the edges here too. I'm just gonna remove the flat here. So I remove the pencil mark. Okay. So this is really square here. I'm just gonna pop the corner on both sides. Something like this, right? Cool. Alright, we're almost there. Basically, because I'm gonna remove that thing here. Remove the face. Be careful when you're moving faces like this. Be careful of the side of your grain, because here I was against the grain. Leaves a little mark, but I can shave it off, that's fine. Okay, same thing on this side. Here I'm with the grain, so that goes well. Okay, I'm gonna shave here too, remove the pencil mark. Basically here, same thing on this side. Alright, okay, so this is super square here, so we're just gonna round that thing up. Alright, like this. Then we are gonna remove the face again. Remove the pencil mark. Same thing on this side. Okay. Then we're gonna, you can do it like this by a push cut at the end, just to give an angle at the top, or you can do a pull cut against the grain like this, right? If you have a sharp knife, that's gonna be easy to do. I'm taking my time so I can show you. Alright. Basically giving a little angle at the top of the helmet. Pop the corner, remove the back here. Pop the corner. Good. So now we're gonna shave the top. Sorry, the focus is not in here, but that should be easy to understand. I don't want to shave too much, so there we go. Okay. The best way is to do it at one go, but for whatever reason right now I'm not able to. Alright. Good. So now the top is clean. Alright, and then the last thing you really have to do is to decide where you want to put the opening. You can do a straight like this, or you can do one at an angle. Alright. It's really up to you. So I'm gonna decide to put it like right here. Then I'm gonna come from the bottom and cut it like so. Alright, and then Would love it to be a bit bigger, so I'm gonna shave a bit on each side. In an angle like this. And a bit more like that. Okay. Little finishing touch here. I'm gonna just put some marks on the shield so it's not brand new. Alright, cool tidbits like this. I am gonna separate the carving from here, and since I cannot usually do my signature cuts because this guy doesn't have a beard, of course, we're still gonna add a little couple of V-cuts on the cape. Alright, once again add a bit more texture like here. Right, maybe not a third one like here, like I've done here, for example. Right, and this is it. That's your little knight. As simple as that. So I've done a couple, right? I will paint them, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was really easy, and we will see each other in the next video. Bye bye.